Hello, good evening. It's News 360 coming to you live from the News Hub here at Adesawe Kanda. I am Portia Gabo.
And my name is Parkus Yasari. Coming up in the next 60 minutes.
News 360 Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint
and Napa Foods. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
National Security Minister Kandapa and Bugri Nabu to appear before the leaked audio tape committee after Inspector General of Police refutes allegations of providing poor leadership to the service.
Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jean Mensah, together with her two deputies, sued for contempt for disregarding an earlier injunction suit on limited voter registration.
Meanwhile, the opposition National Democratic Congress, the NDC, has accused the Electoral Commission of voter manipulation.
Voter applicants of communities along the Volta Lake and the Poo East District of Bono East Region lament over challenges in accessing district registration center.
Later in business, Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, requests commercial banks to rebuild capital buffers to support operations.
On the international front, 2,800 dead, 10,000 missing in deadly Libya floods.
We've got details of all these stories, plus many more coming up in the next 60 minutes. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook. We're also live on your DSTV channel 279. You can join us with your views, comments, and suggestions on any of our top stories this hour. Feel free to visit any of our social media pages on Facebook and on Twitter. Now, to our very first story and one of the major news discussions this week, the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu Dampare, has refuted allegations of providing bad leadership to the police service. He contends that his record is the best and it speaks for itself. Now addressing the bipartisan parliamentary committee set up to probe a leaked audio tape at the center of a plot to oust him, Dr. Dampare described the allegations by his accusers as unfounded and without a shred of evidence.
In a tempered and carefully punctuated testimony before the Atachia Committee, Dr. George Akufu Dampare, the IGP, took a stand before the committee that has been probing the plot on an alleged leak audio tape to remove him from office as the #1 police officer in the country. His lawyers initially objected to the presence of his accusers in the room here in Parliament House before that objection was overruled. He began his testimony with his profile, his vision for the police service, and indicated that the allegations against him were unfounded and without any shred of evidence.
They came, made all these allegations in order to cover up probably the shame associated with what they got themselves involved in the first place. And I, an innocent person, focusing on my job, working in concert with my team and all commands across the country to keep the country safe and make it to be at peace with itself. I've been asked to come and answer to these allegations, which are wide, baseless. And I feel in my spirit that this is just not fair. Abuja, it is just not fair. Are we killing patriotism? That anybody can just get up, make allegations upon allegations, and people who go across the country, at times 48 hours without sleep, just keeping the country at peace, will be called to come and answer allegations that are unfounded.
He described himself as the best IGP in the history of the police and alluded to records that support same. He indicated that his accusers actually meant to say he was the best and not the worst in the history of the service.
Probably my brother wanted to say I'm the best and he missed it. Because the records are there for everybody to see. The beauty of mankind is that everybody has an opinion and he can express it in any form or shape. But that has not changed the facts. And this is the point, Honorable Chair. Since my colleagues and I and the rest of the commands across the country had opportunity, by the grace of God, and with the honor done me by His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, we committed ourselves to transforming the organization to become the best institution in the country and a reference point for Africa and beyond in a teamwork fashion based on Genesis 1:26. So even granted that I'm the West, then all of us collectively are the West.
He denied any working relationship with Bugri Nabu and said that he was not in constant touch with former President John Dramani Mahama. The chairman of the committee wrapped up proceedings with this interview with the media.
I know on top of my head that the matters concerning the National Security Minister will be in camera, but the rest of them will take a quality decision. One of the witnesses, Superintendent Asari, said he appeared before the NIB.
Yeah,
Aha.
I heard him say that.
He said so.
Yeah.
So if he said so, then how does that synchronize with what we are doing here and the evidence? That's what we are attempting to find out.
Duke Mensah Opoku, TV3 News, Parliament House, Accra.
We're going to stay a while longer on this developing story. Let's go live on the line now to speak to Chief Superintendent Na Hamza Yakubu, who is a retired former commander of the Formed Police Unit, joining us live. Thank you very much, sir, for your time, and good to have you on News 360. I'm very well aware that you've been monitoring proceedings since it started about a week ago. What are your preliminary remarks about the performance of the Inspector General of Police today?
Well, good evening and thank you. Yes, I've been following events as they roll on. And with regards to the appearance of the Inspector General of Police today, I think he carried himself very, very well. He answered questions very well, maybe to the satisfaction of the committee. That notwithstanding, I think there's still an extensive interrogation to be made, especially with regards to the evidence of Commissioner Mr. Alex Mensah and Superintendent Mr. George Asari, who have opted to be more open when they are given the opportunity to testify in camera. And so let's wait. We'll cross fingers and see what would happen in the coming days as the committee would direct.
I mean, based on what you heard today and based on what we've heard from the three other police officers, does it appear to you that we're making any headway in these investigations?
Yes, like I said earlier, the in-camera hearing would give us a proper insight into exactly what it is that all these Hulabalu are about. Because listening to the two officers, the Commissioner, Mr. Asari, and Superintendent the Commissioner, Mr. Mensah, and Superintendent Mr. Asari, one could just see that they were so confident about what they think they have at the tips of their fingers. And so, given the opportunity, maybe, unfortunately, it will be lost to us, the listening public. We will not have an insight to what will take place in camera. But that notwithstanding, facts would come out or falsehood would be exposed in camera that would enable the committee to come out with the exact truth in the whole matter. Whether it was a design by somebody to get the IGP out so he could be appointed, or it was a genuine desire to ensure that policing in this country is conducted as professional as every citizen of this country expects.
The Inspector General of Police, if you listen carefully to him, actually denied a lot of the allegations that were leveled against him, including how he was handling the police service, his relationship with Bugri Nabu. And if you listen carefully to him, he appeared quite disappointed about the fact that he had been invited or hauled before the committee when he thought the allegations against him were baseless.
Well, it's natural that he would feel disappointed. If you follow the proceedings closely, you would see that the concern of the committee has been that issues that will be a threat to the security of this country are not supposed to be said publicly. And so therefore, as we stand now, one cannot actually confidently say that what the witnesses, the first two witnesses, the commissioner and the superintendent, are saying are indeed the truth. Similarly, one cannot also just conclude that the IGP is telling us the truth. But let us also not lose sight of the fact that he testified to matters that were put before him. And so therefore, he has denied. And it is in fact that things that were said previously have not been proven beyond any reasonable doubt. And so for him to confidently dispute all those things and express his misgivings, he is on the right path until the conclusion of all these things, when we would know the true length of the evidence that will be led.
We really do appreciate your time, retired Na Hamza Yakubu, the former commander of the Formed Police Unit. Join us live on News 360.
Let's now continue with the rest of our story. San Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jean Mensa, together with her two deputies, Dr. Bosman Asari and Samuel Tete, have been sued for contempt for disregarding an earlier injunction suit. Precious Ayita, on Friday, September 8, filed an injunction suit against the EC, its chair and deputies over its decision to limit the voters' registration to district offices, citing affordability issues due to proximity. The Commission, however, went ahead with this exercise and commenced the registration, albeit noting it would address the problems raised by the plaintiff. Lawyer for the first-timer registrants is also seeking the imprisonment of the Electoral Commission chairpersons. Ni Patlo Samuado is counsel for Precious Ayita, the plaintiff. Ni, thank you so much for your time. Why have you gone ahead to sue the Electoral Commission for contempt when the Commission has said it will ensure that no one is disenfranchised in this exercise?
Good evening to your wonderful viewers and good evening to yourself. You see, the Electoral Commission cannot pretend that it is a creature by itself. It is a creature of the Constitution. It is a creature of law. Its officers are subject to law. In this country, the legal process is that when you are served with a process that is seeking to injunct you from doing something, until that process is determined by the court, you cannot act as if you are a law unto yourself. Now, recall the situation when Dr. Dufour in the NDC presidential primaries sued the NDC and asked that the primary should not come off and added or served the EC. What did the EC say? The EC said that until that injunction application was determined or withdrawn by Dr. Dufour, it was not going to go ahead to determine or run the elections of the NDC. So what has changed? Why is it that the Electoral Commissioner, having been served with the originating motion on human rights and an application for injunction by the applicant, has decided that it will still go ahead with the, with the limited registration exercise? The only recourse left is to cite her for contempt. And so the three principal executive members of the commission have been cited for contempt. For them to come and explain to the High Court why they should not be committed to prison for being aware that there is a pending injunction application and deciding and electing not to comply with them until the injunction application is determined. When they were going to be served this afternoon, they claimed they were in a meeting, and so the bailiff should come tomorrow at 9 a.m. So you should be interested as to what will happen tomorrow at 9 a.m. They have a duty to accept the process and to come to court. The only thing that can save them is to what? Purge themselves. It is what? Hold on until the injunction application is heard.
Does this mean the EC has not been served yet?
Does it mean they've not been? Well, today the bailiff was there. And when he went there, they claimed that they were in a meeting with their lawyer. And so the bailiff should come back at what? At 9 a.m. tomorrow. So we are still waiting. That 9 a.m. tomorrow will come. And I'm sure you should be interested and find out.
The process has also started, and your client is 18 years. The plaintiff is 18 years. Will she take advantage of this opportunity?
When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. We want them to be served with the contempt application. And then let's see. Today they claim they were in a meeting with their lawyer, so maybe they've not finished the meeting. And maybe the meeting is still ongoing. Only God knows. So tomorrow at 9 a.m., the bailiff will be there. And let's see whether they'll still be in a meeting.
Nee, thank you so much for your time. And Nee Samuado is private legal practitioner and counsel for the plaintiff, Precious Aita.
Meanwhile, the opposition National Democratic Congress is accusing the Electoral Commission of manipulation in the limited voter registration exercise, warning that failure to call the EC to order could lead to severe consequences. The party chairman, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, addressed a news conference in Accra.
Democratic Congress, the first day of the limited voter registration has been fraught with challenges. Party chairman Johnson Asiedu Nketia expressed concern about the challenges specific to NDC strongholds.
Over 90% of centers were not able to print out the required start of the day printout across the country. The breakdowns are politically selective. There is not more than 2 centers where these breakdowns are happening, which are in the stronghold of MPP. All the rest are in the stronghold of NDC.
He raised concerns about the court's handling of the party's injunction application and the EC's recent stance on court applications.
This same judiciary can find time to grant injunctions against people who intend to demonstrate against corruption at Bank of Ghana with alacrity. And yet, that same judicial system cannot find time and space to grant such an important injunction. We wish to emphasize that the EC's decision to proceed with the limited voter registration exercise today, despite being served with 2 injunction applications from the courts, contradicts an important precedent set by they themselves during the 2023 NDC presidential and parliamentary primaries.
For the NDC, the issue could have severe implications.
The intervention-happy ECOWAS countries, they better act to stop civilian coup d'etats from happening. They shouldn't close their eyes on this flagrant disregard of the principles of democracy and rule of law, only to jump in when somebody overthrows that system.
In the Ashanti region, some political parties had to bus applicants to registration centers to register for their voters' ID in the limited voter registration exercise. Poor network at some centers nearly marred the exercise.
Here at Askwari Mampong, the turnout for day one has been very encouraging. Hundreds of applicants turn up here to get their voters' ID for the first time. But for the challenge of poor network, which has somehow delayed the process, the exercise has been very smooth. For most of these applicants, they appear excited
I'm happy to get the voter's ID, but the process is easier than I thought. I thought it was going to be more complicated, but it was easy.
I'm just happy to just receive my voter's ID.
At the regional EC office, some political parties had to bus applicants to the registration center so that they will ease their movement. With more applicants expected to troop to the registration centers and partake in the exercise in the coming days, the Electoral Commission too is expected to double the registration materials to fasten the process. Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3 News, Kumasi.
Meanwhile, applicants in parts of the Greater Accra region braved the rains to participate in the exercise on the first day. My colleague Grace Hamu-Ajimine visited some centers and reports.
At midday, the news team arrived at the Ablekuma West Municipal Assembly and found 19 cards issued to applicants.
It was calm, but they had problems with the network at first. But everything is fine now, so I'm done.
What does it mean to you? You have your card now.
It means I'm qualified now and I can vote.
It went fast. I came on time and they did it for me on time. It's my right to have the card for voting. And as a citizen, you have to vote.
The Okaikwe South District Office experienced a slow process due to poor network connectivity and faulty machines, causing delays in the start and progression of the exercise.
Initially, we had some challenges with the network, which is normal, but now it's been resolved. This NDC, MPP, they are all interested, but so far so good, yeah. No fights, nothing.
Our next destination was the Ablekuma Central Municipal Assembly, which had a high turnout until the rain set in. It's been raining here at the Ablekuma Central Municipal Assembly, but that is the least of the worries of applicants who have turned up to go through the first day of the voters registration exercise. They tell me the card is so important to them because they want to be able to partake in the upcoming December elections, and so they will go through the rain to make sure they get their card. Grace Hamu-Ajimine, TV3 News, Ablekuma Central Municipal Assembly.
Let's now continue with the rest of our stories. And the Ghana Bar Association has expressed concern over the increasing corruption cases and related activities, arguing that they are depriving the country of essential resources. The president of the association, Yao Ichampon Boafo, also criticized the NPP government for poor investment in basic education.
Ghana's ongoing corruption issue dating back to independence has been a challenge for successive governments. However, attempts to address the issue have been ineffective due to individuals involved. The Ghana Bar Association at its 23rd conference criticized the current administration's handling of persons accused of corruption. President of the Ghana Bar Association, Yao Ichampon Boafo, urged the president to uphold the high standards he set for himself.
However, it is our respectful view that several reported corruption-related incidents involving some of your appointees and also amongst some public officers under your administration and the largely lethargic manner with which they are dealt with and even defended and protected leaves a lot to be desired. It must be stressed that as president, the painful truth is that the buck stops with you. It is enough to say that it will be a sad period for our democratic governance if such a public undertaking that gave millions of Ghanaians hope end up as the usual campaign rhetoric by a politician.
The GBA president urged government to take action against wealthy individuals who are fueling illegal mining activities.
The GBA holds the view that a lot more can be done to effectively deal with the menace that poses a threat to our survival, especially in this period of climate change concerns. We call on government, political leadership, and key stakeholders to show more political will and integrity in decisively dealing with the Galamsey menace. This can be done if the real powers behind the Galamsey menace are identified and dealt with in accordance with law.
The Bar Association urged the Akufo-Addo-led NPP government to increase its investment in basic education which has been lacking funding in successive budget statements.
The GBA calls on the government to do more for the basic school system, otherwise known as SAITO, through increased and adequate funding, an equitable allocation of resources to help improve teaching and learning, and to address the undeniable infrastructure deficit at that level.
The conference ends on Friday, September 15th.
A reminder, you're still watching News 360 live from our news hub here at Desawe in Kanda. This is our major news bulletin. We're streaming live on Facebook, also live on your DSTV channel. Still to come in the bulletin, voter applicants in communities along the Volta Lake in the Pru East district of the Bono East region lament over challenges of long distance, cost and risk in accessing the district registration center at Yeji for the limited voter registration exercise.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint as compared to other paint brands on the market. We take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Zoocasa for the highest quality, luxurious townhouses in East Lagoon Hills. 2, 3, and 4 bedroom in a gated community starting at $40,000 in Accra, Ghana. Zoocasa, building on trust.
With Glovo, you order anything you want, and when you receive it, you celebrate it with your whole body. Because when that tasty grilled chicken is here, the weekend starts. The ingredients for your favorite recipe just in time. And when the cake arrives, the party is on. Because receiving anything on Glovo deserves a dance. Download the app, order anything you want, and track it minute by minute until it arrives. Glovo. Order anything, we deliver in minutes.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, SoftCare always stays with you.
New SoftCare Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
SoftCare. Protect your leap.
There are some moments that last forever because they happen only once. Like your very first day, your first day of school, your first successful bike ride. What's your child's next milestone? Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture is here to ensure they smile through it all. Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture has been keeping children smiling for more than a decade by relieving them from gastric pain, flatulence, minor digestive upset, and teething discomfort. Now, Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture. Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture is manufactured and distributed by Ernest Chemists Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities from 1,500 cedis upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. What are you waiting for? Call Quick Credit today. 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Water is life. Water gives life. Water moves through nature in a never-ending cycle. Observe the beauty of water as it flows all around us, refreshing and restoring. Gaze in wonder at the stillness and beauty of nature. There's harmony in nature everywhere around. Water revitalizes the body and keeps you going strong. Water is life. Water gives life. Drink Awake Purified Drinking Water, one for life. So relax and unwind, and in the calmness of nature, find the rest you desire. For every bottle of Awake you buy, an amount to be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA.
Get ready for another cultural explosion like never before. On 21st September, Africa will witness an ultimate celebration of African diversity and flavor at the 3FM Afro Connect event. This is the place to experience the magic of African arts and creativity. You also get to unite in a sizzling jollof war competition, igniting a culinary showdown. Will Côte d'Ivoire hold the jollof war title? So whether you're passionate about food, art, games, or simply making new connections, 3FM Afro Connect event on the 21st of September is the place to be. Venue, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. To sell, call 053-220-0927. 3FM Afro Connect, connecting Africa and beyond.
Brought to you by 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The 3FM Afro Connect is proudly sponsored by
Hello again. Let's now go to the Bono East region, and voter applicants in communities along the Volta Lake in the Pru East District are lamenting over challenges in accessing the district registration center at Yeji for the limited voter registration. They contend they have to deal with the long distance, costs and risk.
Residents of remote communities along the Volta Lake, including Domiabra, Batokope, Jatakpo, are concerned about the high cost and risk of traveling from their villages to Yeji. Boat fares are high.
Market day no, Yeji 50 Ghana.
It will cost one person at least 140 cedis to travel to Yeji. Aside that, it's the risk involved in the lake travel, feeding, and even the guarantor system. It may even happen that you may not get the chance to be registered the same day. EC must listen to us and follow the previous steps. This makes it financially burdensome for those without a Ghana card to travel to registration centers with their two guarantors.
We cannot come to Yeji for the registration exercise. We can't risk putting our children in boats on this dangerous lake all alone for voter registration. The EC must come to our local station like they did in 2020.
Traveling across the Volta Lake, particularly during the rainy season, is a significant concern due to the risk of boat accidents, which have claimed 15 lives this year. The approach will not help us, so we are begging the EC to listen to us. The lake has become highly dangerous. At least 15 people lost their lives in boat accidents this year. We can't afford to send our wards on that journey. Residents find these circumstances unfavorable, especially for parents who must sponsor unemployed teenagers to Yeji, where they may be forced to stay overnight. Majority of the children expected to take part in the exercise are unemployed. How do they expect them to raise money to pay for the boat fare, their feeding at Yeji, and also that of their guarantors they need? The nationwide exercise is scheduled to end on October 2.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN, Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
My name is still watching News 360, our major news bulletin for the day. Time now for the very latest in the world of business. And so, what's happening? I'm sure the DDEP has created some huge impairment in the books of most of the financial banks. And so, what's the central bank asking them to do?
Exactly. So, the Bank of Ghana is asking them to rebuild their capital buffers, to help them build some shock absorbers for the next future.
Take it over, brother.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Welcome to the business segment here on News 360. My name is Michael Obodu, and straight into our first story. As Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, says banks need to rebuild their capital buffers to support their operations. He was speaking at the launch of the 60th anniversary of the Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana. Dr. Ernest Addison observed that the banking sector has seen some improvement.
The banking sector has shown some improvement with the half-year performance, despite the significant losses of last year. Looking ahead, banks are expected to rebuild capital buffers to support their operations. Let me take this opportunity to assure the public that the Bank of Ghana will continue to monitor developments and ensure strict regulatory and ethical compliance in the banking sector to ensure a stable and resilient financial system.
At the launch of the 60th anniversary of the Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana, Vice President Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia commended CIB for the introduction of the Chartered Banker for Executive Leadership Program, as it will entrench professionalism in the banking sector.
The prosperity of the banking sector depends on ethical, trusted, and quality human capital. This is in line with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. The prosperity of our country and people depends on a strong financial sector. We cannot have a strong financial sector without trusted and qualified bankers.
CEO of CIB, Robert Jato, noted that sustainability of the banking sector hinges on professionalism and ethics.
For the banking industry, ethics and professionalism is so important. In fact, it's linked to the sustainability, the safety of the entire financial system. That's really putting ethics on the agenda of banks and bankers. So it's very important. I think it's an imperative for all of us.
The Accra Enforcement Team of the Ghana Revenue Authority has queried businesses for too many infractions in the compliance of VAT during the periodic checks and routine test purchasing. Assistant Commissioner of the Accra Area Team, Joseph Annan, says the authority will apply the necessary penalties to culprits who are liable for the non-compliance of other tax stamps apart from VAT.
We visited 9 places, and the names are Mott's Finest. They are not registered. Then from there we went to A to Z Boutique. They are also not registered. We went to the Difference Shop. They are not registered. Hills Lounge, not registered. La Mirage, they are registered, but they are doing selective issuance of the invoice. We went to Baridan Royal Hotel. There was no evidence of the VAT invoice, so we assumed that they are either not issuing at all or they are doing selective issuance. Then we went to AH Hotel. They are also doing selective issuance of the invoice. Then Ubi Secrets, they are not registered. Then we came to Home Essentials. They are also not registered. So we visited 9 places, and they all have one infraction or the other.
The enforcement team is encouraging business owners who have not registered for VAT to do so or face the law.
The period that we have been on the field, we realized that many of those who are not charging the VAT are also not compliant with other tax types. That is why now we are going beyond just the test purchase to look at other tax types, because our collection is not based just on VAT, but it's based on all other taxes that are applicable to businesses. So now when we come to you, we'll look at other tax types that are applicable to your business. And once you are found not to be compliant, we'll make sure that whatever punishment by way of interest or penalty will be levied on you.
The Andy Annual Conference is to be held for the first time outside the U.S. The 4-day event is aimed at accelerating the impact of small businesses on the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and drive actionable solutions for small and growing businesses.
The conference on the theme, Accelerating Action, Small Business Solutions and the SDGs, aims to highlight progress made and identify pathways for supporting small and growing businesses in their journey to contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals over the next 7 years. Executive Director of the Aspen Network of Development Entrepreneurs, Richenda Van Leeuwen, is optimistic about their ability to drive progress.
We are behind on many of the Sustainable Development Goals at this point. However, we recognize the power of small business entrepreneurs in their local communities across their countries through thematic work in so many different areas, whether it's from technology to agriculture to tourism, that they have the ability to help to drive progress in the Sustainable Development Goals.
UN Resident Coordinator in Ghana, Charles Abani, emphasized the significance of partnerships in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals.
The power of the SDGs is in the partnerships component, and that partnerships describes what it will take to bring together the various capabilities to deliver collective impact on all the sustainable goals that come before it, the 16 that come before it. And so the private sector is absolutely critical to this. I think over time we focused more on the relationships with government. We're beginning to grow the relationships with civil society.
The United Nations has set 17 SDGs aiming to address poverty, hunger, climate change, and gender equality by 2030, aiming to achieve global progress.
And that'll be all for the business segment here on News 360. For more business stories, our website 3news.com is there for you. My name is Michael Obodu. Thank you for watching. As always, please stay safe. Up next is sports.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family because every smile matters.
New Pepsodent Herbal. Introducing a unique combination of herbal extracts in an antibacterial toothpaste for strong teeth and healthy gums that protects your family and you. Every smile matters.
ECG is now cashless. My studio lights are always on. I never run out of power. With the ECG Power app, I'm able to report an issue, check my credit, buy power, all in real time whenever I need to. I don't worry if ECG vendors are closed. In the comfort of wherever I may be, I still keep my lights on thanks to the ECG Power app. You can simply use mobile money wallets, Visa or MasterCard. It does not attract e-levy. With the ECG Power app, you're totally covered. To download, go to the App Store or the Google Play Store. You don't have a smartphone? Don't worry. No internet? Don't worry. No data? Do not worry. Just dial *226#. This is what I call convenience in your hands. ECG Power app. A yes simple pa.
Segment is brought to you by Bell Pack Tissues.
Anthea Winyan is here to update us on the latest in the world of sport news. It's a win for Ghana.
Yeah, of course, a win for Ghana. Friendly, but win nonetheless. And so we'll celebrate it. And it's time for us to bring the latest in the world of sports right here on News 360. My name is Thea Winyan. And as Nyama scored and provided an assist as Ghana picked a comfortable 3-1 win over Liberia in an international friendly here at the Accra Sports Stadium. Now, the Black Stars forward Jordan Ayew reached a milestone as he made his 92nd appearance for the Black Stars and scored in the win to become the 4th most capped Black Stars player in history.
Again, is Ghana defending with header from Edu. Here is Semenyo, an opportunity for the first goal. It's Antoine Semenyo. Can he score? Semenyo goes past the goalkeeper, and Semenyo has missed a glorious opportunity.
And obviously, he could have done much better. It was a solo effort. It would have been a brilliant goal for Antoine Semenyo. His first goal at the Accra Sports Stadium in national colours. What a miss.
Here's Nyama, lovely goal, brilliant stuff from Enes Nyama. What a beauty.
Carefully worked out goal. Let's look at the build-up again, right from the heart of midfield. Long ball, Nyama got there first, controlled nicely.
It took a bit of a deflection.
To get themselves back into the game, because every time they've played and they've gone down by a 0-1 margin, they lose the fight.
Chance for Ghana, Nyama, here is Kudus.
A time when the Black Stars score a goal, all you're going to hear is Kudus.
The build-up was good. Semenyo to Nyama, he didn't waste time. He found Kudus, controlled it the first time, checked on the left foot, and unleashes one beyond the reach of goalkeeper Boyce. Here is Fatal. He's trying to find his teammate. Soa with a left-footed cross, and Jordan Ayew makes the 3 for Ghana, assisted by Jonathan Soa. Instant impact, and Andrew Ayew goes to him with a big hug.
And look at the power, look at the pace. Laid on the pass with that left foot of his. First time of asking, he was denied. Second time he went in there.
And we stay at the Accra Sports Stadium where my colleague Orieku Ampofo followed the game and put together this report.
A strong end to the September international break for the Black Stars, who make it 2 wins out of 2 after beating Liberia by 3-1 here at the Accra Sports Stadium in an international friendly. It's been almost perfect for Chris Hughton, whose side have scored 5 goals in 2 games, conceded just 2, and secured an Africa Cup of Nations berth at Ivory Coast next year. The last time the Black Stars were here in Accra to play a game was almost 3 years ago, and coincidentally, the team beat Sao Tome and Principe by 3-1, the same scoreline which they beat Liberia today.
The crowd were excellent today, and I think they grew with us as the game got better and our performance got better. The crowd got louder, and I think probably the fact we haven't played here for a while had something to do with it. And it's, of course, for everybody, it's good. It's good to be back here.
4 out of Ghana's 5 goals in the past 2 games have been scored by Enes Nyama and Mohamed Kudus. For the Lyon forward, he grew up idolizing Kudus, and it is a pleasure to share the same pitch with him.
They are the players we look up to, and not only him, a lot of the senior players in the squad. And it's also a motivation for us, like being on the same pitch with them, scoring goals is motivation, and this keeps me going because one, I was watching him on the TV, and now you're on the pitch with him doing great things for Ghana.
A lot to smile about for Hughton and the Black Stars, but the talk after the game would be the state of the Accra Sports Stadium pitch, which was deplorable, especially after heavy downpour right before the game. Orieku Ampofo reporting from the Accra Sports Stadium for 3 Sports.
Now, Black Queens coach Nora Hoptel has invited 23 players to begin camping ahead of their 2024 Women African Cup of Nations qualifier against Rwanda. The squad list includes winger Alice Kusi, who had been sidelined due to injury, as well as Grace Champong has earned a call-up following an extended absence. The invited players are slated to commence their official training camp in Kigali in preparation for the first leg encounter. The Black Queens are scheduled to depart Ghana on September 17 and will face the Rwandan side on Wednesday, September 20 at the Kigali Pele Stadium. Ghana will be aiming to return to the WAFCON after failing to sail through for the previous tournament, which was held in Morocco last year. And that'll be all for the sports here on News 360. With me, Thierry Nyan, Entertainment is next.
Oktoberfest is here again. Ghana's premier 5-star hotel and your CMG hospitality facility of the year. Labadi Beach Hotel brings you another exciting edition of the biggest beer festival in the world, Oktoberfest 2023. Performing live is the Bayern Boys Band from Germany. Catch all the fun with German traditional food and beer at the plush Labadi Beach Hotel on the 6th and 7th of October 2023. For enquiries and reservations, please call 0302-772-501 or 0249-532-866. Oktoberfest Beer Festival. Come, let's party! Stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at
the YMCA. When you're little, days are extremely busy. Work, traffic jams, meetings, conference calls. Luckily, our mom is here to take good care of us with Day by Day Baby and Day by Day Kids and their naturally active ingredients. Our skin is hydrated, soothed, and protected all day long. Yes, hello?
Get ready for another cultural explosion like never before. On 21st September, Africa will witness an ultimate celebration of African diversity and flavor at the 3FM Afro Connect event. This is the place to experience the magic of African arts and creativity. You also get to unite in a sizzling jollof war competition, igniting a culinary showdown. Will Côte d'Ivoire hold the jollof war title? So whether you're passionate about food, art, games, or simply making new connections, 3FM Afro Connect event on the 21st of September is the place to be. Venue, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. To sell, call 053-220-0927. 3FM Afro Connect, connecting Africa and beyond.
Brought to you by 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The 3FM Afro Connect is proudly sponsored by...
When the sun rises, there is hope. While this hope lingers on, the citizens look up to the government, the economy, the national development agenda, and everything in between. On Ghana Tonight, it's our utmost priority to bring you insightful conversations on the economy, break down the biggest issues while setting the agenda for transformation and national development. The big and important stories are treated from the human interest angle, while the facts and the figures are painted with precision. So now, let's cut the convention and start the conversation here on Ghana Tonight. I am your host, Alfred Okansi.
Ghana Tonight shows Monday to Friday at 10 p.m. on TV3.
Brought to you by Flamingo Paint. Superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage, simply superior.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water. GTP, still timeless. Vodafone, further together. And powered by 3 Entertainment.
Time now for the very latest in the world of entertainment. The Pinkish ladies here to serve it hot and spicy.
Yes.
What's happening in entertainment?
Ify Odo has been talking. You know she's into music now.
Right.
Yes, and so we caught up with her to find out what the future is like.
Okay, let's hear.
All right. My name is Anita Ekia Ekufu, and Ghanaian entertainer Ify Odo says she's not releasing an album anytime soon. And speaking to 3 Entertainment, the freak singer says she's working to find a sound that Ghanaians can appreciate and relate to.
Committed to taking music to the next level, Ify Odo is still in the quest of finding a sound Ghanaians can relate to. Even after releasing 3 singles, the singer believes Ghanaians are still not familiar with her kind of music.
You know, realizing the location that I'm at. You know, if I was in America, my sound would actually penetrate more. But you know, Ghanaians are not used to my sound, so I actually want to give them something that they can relate to. So I've been working on Afrobeat, and I'm pretty good at it too. So I'm a perfectionist, and I always want to make sure that I'm bringing something of quality out. So I'm working with producers here in Ghana, Nigeria. So yeah, you guys just hold on tight. I know y'all miss me. I miss y'all too, but I'm coming.
Maybe an album soon?
No, definitely not soon. Right now, I just want to focus on just, you know, giving out some great singles for people to really understand that I am taking this music thing serious. Some people might think that it's just a joke, but I do take it serious. So no album yet, not right now.
In recent times, Ify has been spotted in skits with popular actor Aka Ebenezer, and this, the actress believes, is to showcase her diversity in the entertainment space.
Trust me, Charlie.
We knew you as an actress, and then you became an artist, and now we've seen you in skits. Is it a switch that you're looking to explore?
So I always say that I'm an entertainer. Like, I don't find myself in just one category in the arts. I'm an actress, I'm an entertainer, I'm a singer, I've done TV hosting. Like, I always find myself in the entertainment sector. So you can find me doing music today and find me doing skits tomorrow. Like, I'm that talented, you know. I'm with talent, so I'm utilizing my talents.
Me 500 men. When you're there? Me 500. Sister, Shemeka Sayi, what? Why?
Very interesting conversation with Ify Odo. But away from that, Ghanaian actor Chris Atto has landed himself another role in Hollywood. The 44-year-old actor posted a trailer on his social media of the movie titled Family Portrait on AMC's television network with a caption, "It's always wonderful to be a part of something special. Make sure you catch myself and this incredible cast in the movie Family Portrait out this week."
Your family has something special going on. I would love to be a part of it.
You don't know him like I do.
I can handle this.
I think he maybe has a thing for you. Are you trying to sabotage me? You were gonna hurt her sooner, and I do whatever you need.
Congratulations to our very own Chris Atto, and it's a wrap on the entertainment news segment. My name is Anita Ekia Ekufu. Have a good evening.
More than 2,000 people are reported dead in Libya after a storm triggered devastating floods. Much of Derna, a city home to 10,000 people, is underwater after 2 dams and 4 bridges collapsed. The death toll from the city alone stands at more than 1,500. According to a minister, at least 10,000 people are missing. The International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies say. The storm, which hit on Sunday, is also affecting the eastern cities of Benghazi, Sousa, and Al-Maj. Medical supplies from Egypt have been flown to the Libyan city of Benghazi to help survivors of the floods. The U.S. House of Representatives will open a formal impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden, its most senior Republican has said. Kevin McCarthy said the inquiry will focus on allegations of abuse of power, obstruction and corruption by Mr. Biden. Republicans have been investigating the president since they took control of the House in January.
Well, that's how we conclude News 360. Thanks very much for making a date with us. For more news, you can log on to our website. It's www.3news.com.
news.com. My name is Pa Kwesi Asare.
I am Portia Gabo. Have a lovely evening.
Remember to brush your teeth before you go to bed this evening and tomorrow morning when you wake up from bed with either Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, Pepsodent Charcoal, Pepsodent Herbal, or Pepsodent Triple Protection. Because with Pepsodent, every smile matters.
Pepsodent is aware that globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. That's why by giving her Pepsodent, you're not only protecting her teeth, but also helping her grow up and thrive at every stage of her life with a healthy and confident